Welcome to this explainer. Look, if you're leading an enterprise today, you are probably feeling this immense, almost constant pressure to deploy generative AI. But at the same time, you're likely terrified of the security risks, the frankly eye-watering compute costs, and the very real possibility of your AI just making things up. So today, we're going to dive into a highly pragmatic, cost-saving solution for securely deploying enterprise AI. It's called Retrieval Augmented Generation, or simply RAG. Here's our roadmap for today's explainer. Number 1, the enterprise AI dilemma. Number 2, RAG as the business solution. 3, the 4-step RAG pipeline. 4, overcoming challenges with context. 5, measuring RAG performance quality. And finally, number 6, the future, agentic AI. We've got a lot of ground to cover, so let's jump right in. Section 1, the enterprise AI dilemma, the cost of hallucinations. Deploying a standard large language model straight out of the box in a corporate setting is a massive financial and reputational risk. Think about this one, alarming number, 27%. According to a Stanford AI study, even top-tier large language models exhibit hallucination error rates of up to 27% in high-stakes domains like finance and healthcare. I mean, just imagine a quarter of the answers your automated customer service or internal legal bots provide being completely factually incorrect. That's just unacceptable for an enterprise. Plus, these generic models fundamentally lack your specific proprietary company data. Well, this is exactly where Retrieval Augmented Generation steps in to save the day. RAG solves this problem by grounding AI-generated responses in verifiable sources. Instead of just crossing your fingers and relying on the AI's potentially flawed internal memory, RAG forces the AI to essentially look up the right answer in your secure proprietary databases before it even speaks. It's really the definitive method to ground AI in actual enterprise facts, completely bypassing the exorbitant costs and time commitments you'd need to fine-tune or retrain a model from scratch. Section 2, RAG, the business solution, real-world ROI. So what's the actual business case for RAG? It really boils down to a few core pillars. First, significant cost savings. You don't need to spend millions pre-training a model. You just seamlessly connect an existing model to your own data. Second, dynamic access. Your AI is never out of date because it searches your live data in real time, grabbing the latest quarterly reports or policy updates instantly. Third, research from Meta shows RAG can cut hallucination rates by up to 30%. And finally, it boosts domain-specific accuracy while maintaining a robust audit trail. Because RAG retrieves a specific document to answer a question, you can always see exactly where the AI got its information. That means your compliance and legal teams can verify absolutely every single output. And this isn't just theoretical either. Take JetBlue, for example. They deployed BlueBot, which is a RAG-powered chatbot giving teams access to corporate data that is strictly governed by their specific role. So the finance team can query SAP data securely, while the operations team gets real-time maintenance logs. It's all secure, all tailored to the user. Similarly, Thriven Financial isn't just experimenting. They are actively using RAG to dramatically improve internal search and boost software engineering productivity by surfacing the exact right code snippets and internal documentation instantly. It's driving real, tangible enterprise value right now. Section 3, the 4-step RAG pipeline. How it works. Now, the technical mechanics might sound a little complex at first, but they actually break down into 4 pretty elegant steps. Step 1, prepare your data. You take your massive manuals, policies, and databases and break them into smaller, digestible pieces we call chunks. Step 2, indexing. You convert these chunks into vector embeddings. That's essentially just translating human text into a mathematical language the AI can instantly scan, and you store them in a database. Step 3, retrieval. When a user asks a question, the system searches that database and retrieves the most relevant chunks of text. And finally, step 4, generation. The system bundles the user's question and those retrieved facts together, hands them over to the LLM, and generates a highly accurate, perfectly tailored response. It helps to compare a static LLM to RAG. Think of a static LLM like a student taking a closed book exam, using only what they remember from years ago. RAG is that exact same brilliant student taking an open book exam with real-time access to your company's most up-to-date library. But to scale this securely across an entire enterprise, you really need a foundational 4-layer architecture. First, your raw data layer, where your knowledge lives. Second, a secure processing layer to chunk and index that data. Third, a governed context layer to give the data business meaning and strict access controls. And finally, the application layer where the user actually interacts. That architecture is the secret sauce that makes the open book exam secure, scalable, and enterprise-ready. Section 4. Overcoming challenges with context. The governance gap. Of course, no technology is absolutely perfect, right? And the biggest challenge in RAG isn't actually the AI, it's your data. We call this the governance gap. Operational hurdles like data freshness, retrieval latency, and schema ambiguity can easily cripple a system. This is where an enterprise context layer acts as a vital bridge. Look, if your AI retrieves raw, uncertified, or duplicate data from your warehouse, it is going to generate a bad answer. The algorithm desperately needs governed, fresh metadata. It needs to know which exact definition of revenue is the officially certified one. The retrieval mechanics alone simply cannot compensate for ungoverned, messy data. The impact of getting this governance right is incredibly measurable. According to research by Atlin, when AI agents are grounded in context-rich, governed metadata, they achieve a massive 38% improvement in SQL accuracy compared to using basic semantic search. High-quality data preparation and governance isn't just a nice-to-have, it's an absolute non-negotiable prerequisite for a successful RAG implementation. Section 5. Measuring RAG performance quality. Evaluating ROI. If you are investing serious money in this, you have to audit it. You can't just cross your fingers and guess if the AI is doing a good job at the inference layer. You need hard metrics to evaluate your ROI. Thankfully, the industry has developed specialized evaluation frameworks for this exact purpose. If your team is purely focused on analyzing RAG quality, RAGIS is your lightweight go-to standard. If you need to trace exactly where a pipeline failed, like did the retrieval phase fail to find the document or did the generation phase just fail to read it properly? Well, TrueLens is fantastic for unified tracing. And if your organization has a highly mature, complex AI stack running multi-turn agents, DeepEval provides incredibly comprehensive evaluation across the entire lifecycle. To give you a better taste of what we're actually measuring out there, let's consider the core metrics from RAGAs. We measure faithfulness. Basically, is the answer completely grounded in the retrieved document, or did the model hallucinate a detail? We measure answer relevancy. Did it actually answer the user's specific question directly? And we measure context precision and context recall, meaning did the system retrieve the exact right documents, and did it retrieve enough of them to paint the full picture? These aren't just abstract academic concepts. These are the strict quality gates that make enterprise AI safe to deploy in the real world. Section 6. The future. Agentic AI. Beyond simple retrieval. Because RAG is evolving so rapidly, executives need to prepare for the next wave of technological adoption right now. We are moving well beyond simple retrieval. In the early days, we relied heavily on basic keyword matching. Today, we're firmly in the era of LLMs combined with RAG. But the future? The future is hybrid architectures and agentic tools. This means AI systems won't just passively retrieve a document to answer a question anymore. They're going to actively use enterprise tools, run structured database queries, and perform multi-step reasoning to autonomously automate entire complex business workflows. To support this massive shift, we are seeing a total explosion of advanced RAG frameworks emerging from research right now. For instance, there's Raptor, which is designed to recursively index incredibly long, complex documents, like massive annual reports or dense legal filings. That allows the AI to understand sweeping macro-level context. We're also seeing things like adaptive RAG. This intelligently routes queries based on their complexity, deciding on the fly whether to run a simple, fast search or a deep analytical search, which brilliantly controls your compute costs. The technology is becoming modular, highly specialized, and honestly, incredibly powerful. But all of this advanced, futuristic technology brings us right back to one fundamental truth, and it's the question I want to leave you with today. Is your data estate truly AI agent ready? You can implement the most advanced hybrid RAG architecture in the entire world, but if your underlying data is siloed, ungoverned, and lacking deep business context, your AI will inevitably fail. The foundation layer matters just as much as the algorithmic layer. Fix your data context, and RAG will absolutely transform your enterprise. Thank you so much for joining me for this explainer, and keep learning.